boys. Toyota is one of the best defensive teams right now in this league.
You can say that again. Also, undoubtedly, one of the greatest fast-breaking clubs. 61-51, the second half is underway. Crispa on the offensive. Carpio's attempt is thwarted by Abe King. It looks like a foul by Abe.
Well, Kunz and Tuadles with 10 points, Fabiosa and Abe King with 8 points. This is a good time for Coach Baby Dalupan to bring in Joy Carpio, who scored 8 points in the first quarter of play. And Joy Carpio could be a surprise package for Baby Dalupan.
Well, right now, he felt a little dismayed missing that first charity. Got it on the second try. So it's 61-52, a 9-point lead for the Toyota Super Corollas. Down from a high of 13 in the second quarter. An attempted backdoor play there was aborted. Philip Cesar losing the ball to the sideline. It was tapped out by Juan Fernandez.
They continue their matchup there, Joe. Philip
Yes.
Cesar and Ramon Fernandez. Both offense, defense.
That's one of the most heated individual rivalries in the league. 61-54, Crispa inching his way back into the game. Just down by 7 points now. Mon Fernandez gives it to Fields. Turn around. Air ball. Patim Israel. Mike Gibson. He looked a little ungainly there. I believe we have another foul. The whistle addressed to Abe King.
It's a loose ball foul called against Abe King.
We're 1 minute into the second half. Crispa down by only 7, possibly by 5 if they can cash in on this offensive. Oh, that was a miscue. Patim Israel intended it for Gibson, who did not anticipate it.
Yes, Gibson did not come out to receive the pass.
King. Here's Donnie Ray Coons. Oh, Gibson played him a little loose that time.
That's Andy Fields, Joe.
I
They really
could
look
never
alike.
really figure out, you know, they look like identical twins except for the height.
Yes.
Here's Joey Carpio. Cole took a slip, but he maintained his balance anyway. And here's Francis now with a foul.
Well, Francis didn't want to be screened off by Joy Carpio. He tries to go through that screen, passes it, so that he can continue to play good defense against his man. And in this case, it was Atayko.
They left Gibson open there.
That's the second time that Mike Gibson hit from that shot. So far, he has 4 points in this quarter. Yes, he has a total of 20 right now.
And just a 7-point lead for the Toyota Super Corollas. A nice try to triple there in vain. And again, the Crispa Redmanizers on the attack. Okay, Patim Israel doesn't want to commit the same mistake he made a couple of minutes back when he gave a miscue to Gibson. So here's Philip Cesar drawing the double coverage. Very tight defensive cordon erected along that lane by the Toyota Super Corollas. Cole forced to the outside shot and misses. Gibson for the rebound. He's going to challenge Fields. Got it.
Gibson could be the answer for the Redmanizers. The lead is down to only 5 right now.
Okay, looks like he's hit high gear now. 63-58, 9:31 left in the third period. Andy Fields in the corner. Gibson is on him as usual. Donnie Ray Coons, Patim Israel with the unenviable task of containing Coons, which is next to impossible, I believe. King collided with Coons and they lost the leather. Philip Cesar lays it out. No whistle blew, and so Francis scrambled for possession, but only too late. Crispa will keep it. That was a rather embarrassing moment for Philip Cesar. Okay, tomorrow, October 3, will be the start of the Asian Youth Championship. You all know that by now. And this is being hosted by Manila until October 17th. Well, the PBA has given way to this momentous sports event by doing away with their regular playing schedule. On October 12th, Tuesday, though, the PBA has scheduled 2 exciting matches featuring the Gallery Dominic Artists versus the Gilbis Gin, and Iko Tanduay going up against the San Miguel Beermen for the main game.
Don't look now, Joe, but the Redmanizers are back in the game. They're just down by 3. They missed that shot by Patim Israel.
And promptly, the squelcher from Mon Fernandez, giving Toyota a 5-point lead anew. And all the Toyota streamers are out again. Yes, the Toyota fans really come well equipped. 65-60, 8:22 left in the third period. Atoyko has it for the Crispa Redmanizers. He and Padim Israel are the backward combination for Crispa at this point. Atoy makes his move, bumps into Francis, and again a foul on Francis. That's his third personal, and we have a timeout.
Get a Kelvinator refrigerator today. It's got the largest freezer compartment in its class.
8 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game. Unproductive offensive there by Crispa. Here's Donnie Ray Coons working off Padim Israel. The bounce pass to Francis. Abe King decides against the 15-footer, moves outward. He finds Fernandez over the head of Philip Cesar.
Well, Abe King made the right decision there. Ramon Fernandez coming in, taking a much closer shot, about 8 feet from the basket.
That's 4 points in a row for Mon Fernandez. Very crucial shots. Pulled Crispa out of, or rather Toyota out of the fire, but Atoyko promptly returns the compliment with a 20-footer. 67-62. 4 points for Atoyko. Only. Donnie Ray Coons dances in. That was a virtuoso act by Mr. Coons. You know, Andrew, with the dizzying pace of this game, I sure could use a tall, cool glass of pineapple juice and Smirnoff vodka. That's like the coolness of Philip Cesar and the fire of Donnie Ray Coons. Smirnoff vodka and pineapple juice. Just like Toyota and Crispa, you'll enjoy it tremendously.
Well, the Smirnoff vodka, you can really mix it with a lot of things, and maybe you people out there can come up with your own concoctions. I'm sure you still enjoy it, though.
You bet. Right now, the score is 71-62, a 9-point lead for the Toyota Super Corollas. Gibson, a little awkward there. Mon Fernandez tried to heist, and it's a foul by Mon. That's his third. Time left, 6 minutes, 47 seconds, third quarter action.
With a heist, Joe? It takes a thief to know.
Well, we know all these terms. After all, if you're in the trade itself, you have to be familiar with it. Gibson. 71-64. Toyota up by 7. Somebody committed a foul? Gibson. That's his second personal.
Abe King didn't want to challenge Gibson one-on-one, so he went back for the reverse layup, caught the foul by Gibson. 2 free throws for Abe King.
Well, I would say that among the Toyota locals, Abe King would be the only one really capable of challenging Gibson. Joey Carpio has been recalled to the bench again in favor of Abet Gidabin.
Abet Gidabin has to pick up his ball game. You know, he has to come up with a stronger brand of play for the Redmanizers to catch up.
Abet started out rather sluggishly. I hope he's found his stride. Here is Philip Cesar against Mon Fernandez. Foul. Mon.
Foul
No,
against
Fields.
Andy Fields, who came out to help. Body contact there in that play.
And so Philip Cesar is towing the stripe right now with 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in the third period. Crispa down by 9. Now only by 8. Quite possibly 7. Philip Cesar looking for his 13th marker. Does not get it. Let's take a look now at Abe King. Oh. He put it up rather haphazardly. And Mon Fernandez getting banged by Abet Gidabin. His Francis are nice getting fouled by Atoyko. A preemptive foul by Atoyko. It could have been a sure basket for Toyota. We have another time.
Avalon E Plus, the Power Pack Vitamin E.
During that timeout, there was a substitution by Baby Dalupan. Israel was replaced by Lebanon. By Cristobal.
Joe.
Foul by Abet Gidabin. 73-65 is the count. And let's take this opportunity to remind you that your favorite PBA stars are going up against each other in unforgettable one-on-one encounters. Yes, the 1982 Shakey's one-on-one tournament in 2 categories. 6 feet and above in the Pizza Bakers bracket and below 6 feet in the Fun Makers division. Shakey's, where they give you the best in fun, pizza, and one-on-one basketball. 74-65 is the count. Another 9-point bubble for the Toyota Super Corollas. Overhead pass to Philip Cesar in the right corner. Again, Fernandez is on his back. Cristobal throws it up, offline. Fernandez for the rebound. There's an outlet pass for Donnie Ray Coons. Is he going to go all the way? Nope, he gives it to Andy. Got it.
11-point lead right now, Joe. 76-65.
That's like a Damon and Pythias pair you've got there. Donnie Ray Coons and Andy Fields, they blend so beautifully together. Gibson throws a one-handed flip.
Not bad for Gibson either. Second playing stint here in the Philippines. And so far he has 26 points, equaling his output the last time out, and we're only in the third quarter.
And we've got a funny score right now, 7-6, 6-7. Beautiful steal there by Philip Cesar. Cristobal now in the front court for the Crispa Redmanizers. He challenges King. Nope, gives it. Oh, Ko was open. Beautiful pass there by Abit Gidabin and a beautiful conversion by Atoy Ko.
Well, Atoy doesn't miss too many of those kind of shots. You can really rely on him, especially when he's that close to the basket and free.
76-69. Crispa within 7 of Toyota once again. Donnie Ray Coons finds Francis. He tries a triple. Yes!
He was given the momentum to take that shot, and Francis, one of the best three-point shooters in the league, together with Atoy Ko.
And of course, Sonny Jaworski, who is still at sick bay.
Yes, let's not forget the Big J.
Abit Gidabin rips the lane and the cords. 79-71, an 8-point lead for the Toyota Super Corollas. That's 6 points now for Abit Gidabin. He started out rather slowly. Maybe he's picking up already. Good deflection by Philip Cesar, but King recovered for Toyota, and we have a foul acknowledged by Cristobal. 14 fouls now for Crispa, 16 fouls for the Super Corollas. Abe King inbounding. Time left, 4 minutes and 4 seconds in the third period. Arnaiz makes his move. Andy goes up. There's his Gibson. Bingo. Was almost a dunk, wasn't it?
It was a dunk. Actually, Francis drew Gibson to him, gave off that good assist pass. Andy just had the lane open to himself.
Another unproductive play by the Crispa Redmanizers. 81-71. They're down by 10. And look at Francis. I thought he was going to take another triple, and here is Atoy Ko. Very smart preemptive foul there by Atoy Ko. He knew Francis was going to get it. Bernie Fabiosa is replacing Ko.
And this is also a good substitution. David Dalupan cannot afford for Francis to get really hot. And Bernard is a bit more physical, plays better defense.
Right now, let's look at Donnie Ray Coons. Oh, he's hot too. He's burning.
Super Corollas refuses to let the Crispa Redmanizers come in close, huh?
No, they are not giving a quarter whatsoever. 83-71. Turnaround by Philip. Yes, 83-73. 3:10 left in the third quarter. Quickly now, taking a look at the lineups, we find King, Arnaiz, Fernandez, Coons, and Fields for Toyota, Gibson, Cristobal, Fabiosa, Cesar, and Gidabin for Crispa. Fernandez from the stripe, yes. 16 points now for Mon Fernandez, one of the hottest contenders for the MVP award this year. The Smirnoff Vodka MVP award. By Cristobal. Yes. It was a little fickle, but it finally decided to go in. 85-75. Toyota keeping Crispa at bay with a 10-point lead. Here's Andy Fields. Oh. Coons blocked from behind by Cesar. That was a clean block by Cesar. But Toyota will keep it because the ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Cesar. Here's Donnie Ray Coons. Cristobal is on him. Abe King now moving to the right wing. Rips the lane. Somebody rejected him. Very brusquely. Gidabin with a back pass to Mike Cristobal. And here's Gibson. Yes. Beautiful passing play there by Crispa. They're playing like a team at this juncture.
Yes, but it's also Gibson who's been really scoring well for them. He came in as a trailer, got a good shot off. The lead is down to only 8 right now.
A minute and 53 to go, third quarter action. Mon Fernandez drawing the double coverage, leaving King open for that one.
Well, most of the Super Corollas are really hot tonight. They've been hitting from the outside. Francis, Donnie Ray Coons, Andy Fields, Abe King.
A whole spate of them have double digits for outputs tonight. King has 13. 87-79 after that reply by the Crispa Redmanizers, and Donnie Ray Coons promptly returns the compliment. 89-79. Crispa just can't seem to shake off that 10-point lead of Toyota. Philip Cesar now moving to the left flank, orchestrating the offensive for the Redmanizers. He's looking for Gibson. but Fields is on him, so he decides to take a shot. Too strong. Gibson for the rebound, gives it to Cristobal. He's got a good hand too.
3 in a row for by Cristobal. Kunz now should pay closer attention to Arturo Cristobal.
89-81. Fernandez is guilty of a charge. How many fouls now for Juan Fernandez? 4.
Well, with 51 seconds left in the third quarter, this is a chance for the Redmanizers to cut down the lead of the Super Corollas to 6.
Right now they're down by 7, 81, and by Cristobal gets rejected by Donnie Ray Coons, and we have a foul by Cristobal in the attempt to retrieve the lost basketball. Arnie Tuadles coming in with only 38 seconds to go. Juan Fernandez getting a rest on the bench. Okay, the backcourt tandem for Toyota, Donnie Ray Coons and Francis, equally illustrious. By Cristobal now picking up Donnie Ray Coons. They're chewing up the clock. Fields. Nope. Gibson goes for the rebound and got a foul from Andy.
Toyota is already in the penalty situation. We'll have 2 free throws by Mike Gibson. Chance for them to cut down the lead to 6 points right now.
Well, quite possibly 5 if Gibson misses the first shot and then, or rather takes the first shot, misses the second one and follows up.
But Gibson has 28 points already in the ball game, Joe, and 12 of them in this quarter. So Gibson already surpassing his first ball game.
Mike Gibson, a newcomer, probably hasn't shaken off the jet lag yet, but he's playing famously. 89-83, 23 seconds to go. Okay, Toyota's lead whittled all the way down to 6 from a high of 13 at one point. Arnie Tuadles has it. I think they're going to take the last shot. 13 seconds, says the timer. Francis leisurely moving to the left. Okay, now it's time to make the move. They got to put it up soon. The running jump shot, no good. 3 seconds to go. Fade away by 8 came, likewise in vain, and that's it. So at the end of the third period, Toyota 89, Crispa 83 will be back with the finale of this drama right after this.
Freezer compartment in its class.
We had some substitutions during that time, the most notable of which is the sidelining of Mike Gibson in favor of Lou Brown, who hasn't seen much playing time tonight. 89-83. There's the man mounted with the ball.
Well, Andy Fields was also sent into the ball game to replace Abe King.
Okay, here's Bernie Fabiosa over the by Cristobal. This is the backcourt combination now for Crispa. Cristobal and Fabiosa. The pass intended for Lou Brown. And what gives?
Offensive foul called against Lou Brown. Joe, the Crispa imports, Gibson played 26 minutes at 30 points, 15 rebounds. Brown playing 10 minutes, only 4 points, 1 rebound.
And here's Donnie Ray Coons, who's got 22 points already. Fields, 17 points. Tuadles, nothing but net. And that's 12 points for Arnie. 91-83, another 8-point bulge for the Toyota Super Corollas, looking for their 56th victory against the Crispa Redmanizers in 116 outings.
Well, again, another foul called against Lou Brown. A loose ball foul called against him.
That's his 4th personal. We still have 11 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game. 91-83. Andy Fields in the right flank. Arnie Tuadles deep in the right corner. Philip Cesar is on him. He leaves Philip Cesar behind, and a foul by Philip Cesar.
Well, you can see there Toyota taking the first quarter 28-26.
Vitamin E.
Okay, during that commercial break, Andy Fields just gave Toyota back a 10-point lead. And try as they might, the Crispa Redmanizers just can't seem to come within striking distance. They had an unproductive play following that conversion by Fields. And on the return play, we have an offensive foul by Ricky Relosa.
Well, Gibson had 14 points during the third quarter. For the Super Corollas, Coons had 8, Fernandez had 6. By Cristobal had 3 baskets in a row for 6 points.
All right, here's an announcement from the PBA. The PBA will be going to Naga City on October 15th with 2 of the Pro League glamour teams, Toyota and Eagle Panduay, to play at the University of Nueva Cáceres gym. The PBA is also calling on all provincial promoters who may be interested in sponsoring some games in their locales to contact the PBA offices, 818-1040, 818-1435, and 818-1450. Ooh, Abit Gidabin on the line. Boy, a game like this can sure leave you breathless, huh? Just like Smirnoff vodka and orange juice. And what do you have? A screwdriver. Best for a tight situation like this. Toyota Crispa Set 2. Smirnoff vodka and orange juice. Go to it. It's the best.
And you can bet your last peso on that, huh?
Even my last sock, which got burned the last time I did a coverage. Irish Francis are nice now. 9 minutes and 47 seconds. They were ahead by 8. All right, traveling without a passport. Velosa is replaced during the dead ball situation
By Paul Herrera. Surprising to see Ramon Fernandez or Abe King, either or, still sitting on the bench at this crucial part of the ballgame, the
Yes,
fourth
they've
quarter.
been cooling their heels for quite a spell now. Bernie Fabiosa. Nope. He gets it right back. He's going to try again. A turnaround. Somebody seems to be moving the goal every time he takes an attempt at it. 93-85. 9:23 left there. Arnie Twadless orchestrating defensive. Fields puts it up over Brown. Nope. Abit Gidabin for the rebound. Time left, 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Crispa will have to buy a basket in this play.
You can see the scoring percentages there. And again, the Redmanizers cutting down the lead to only 6 right now, but
there's always Donnie Ray Kuntz.
great baseball pass by Andy Fields from the throw-in.
95-87. Crispa hasn't come closer than 8 points. But they're trying mightily. Here's Bernie Fabiosa. Lou Brown took advantage of his heft that time. You know, the Redmanizers are not really coming down fast enough on defense. That's why the Toyota Corollas are running rings around them on those fast breaks. 95-89. 6-point lead. Baseline drive by Fields. He dunks it in. But what?
Violation call against Andy Fields. But before we get to that, a timeout by the Toyota.
Get a Kelvinator refrigerator today. It's got the largest freezer compartment in its class.
230 pounds of Lou Brown behind that shot that cut down the Toyota lead to only 4 points, 95-91 with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left in the game clock. Francis Arnaiz has it. Good rejection by Lou Brown. Ball is alive. Fields goes in, and this time the referee holds play foul. Philip Cesar.
We have Ramon Fernandez, who has been sent back into the ballgame to replace Paul Herrera now there. You can see the two protagonists, Cesar Fernandez, pretty close there. Fernandez having a 2-point edge in score.
Here's Mon Fernandez feeding Coons. Now he was in triple territory, and that's not exactly the best angle in the world. Here's Bernie Fabiosa. They're behind by only 4. They have to get a basket here to come to within striking distance. All right, Bernie Fabiosa carefully orchestrating the play. Moves inside. Beautiful penetration, but the shot was too strong. Here's Abit Gidabin. Reverse layup. And the tip in by Lou Brown.
The reason why Edo Campo is standing up right now, he wants an offensive goal pending call for that play. Because the ball was on top of the rim when Lou Brown slapped it in.
Well, the referees didn't see it that way. Here's Juan Fernandez. Promptly giving Toyota back a 4-point lead, and there is the tandem of Baby DeLupan and Danny Floro. Very phlegmatic about the whole thing. Okay, Lou Brown against Andy Fields. He outweighs Fields by about 30 pounds, and he sinks it again with a bank.
And Lou Brown coming on very strong in this fourth quarter.
Coming on strong indeed. He's got 12 points already. 97-95. Arnie Twadless throwing up a prayer, and the loose ball struggled for Donnie Coons, finally winning it for Toyota. Here's Arnie. Despite the triple team, he banks it in.
This is another classic game, Joe.
Another classic, and that's an understatement too.
Here comes Philip Cesar.
Philip Cesar getting his baseline drive, plus a foul
From Ramon Fernandez.
It looks pretty bad for Mon Fernandez. He just picked up his 5th foul. I don't know if Edo Campo is going to keep him in. All right, let's take this opportunity to remind you about our North-South All-Star Series. Yes, you will be seeing the likes of Fernandez, Gidabin, Arnaiz, Fabiosa, and Martinez playing together as a team. And that would be October 23 in Cebu City, These Visayan superstars will form part of the South All-Star selection, the first ever North-South All-Star meet. This unique sports spectacle will be brought to you by Mellow Unit, the world.
And look at this. Lou Brown pulling that defensive rebound, giving it to Fabiosa. A 1-point lead for the Redmanizers right now.
Terrific uphill climb staged here by the Crispa Redmanizers. They suddenly exploded, and now they're up by 1. Andy Fields is double-teamed. Definitely the momentum is on the side of the Crispa Redmanizers. The triple attempt by Francis goes awry. There's the outlet pass intended for Fabiosa. Foul by Francis?
No, just a tap out by Francis Arnaiz. The Redmanizers will keep 21 seconds left on their shot clock. 1-point lead for the Redmanizers.
Oh, I thought it was a foul because the Coliseum announcer announced his name. It meant that he was being replaced by Danny Florencio.
Yes, Joe.
All
Only
right,
5.5 minutes left in this ball game.
A steal by Danny Florencio. Arnie Tuatles lost it to the baseline. Very sloppy playing here by the Toyota Super Corollas.
Well, Florencio really just wanted to give up the pass. He didn't want Padim Israel to foul him, you know. So it will just be a loose ball foul. And he never saw where Arnie Tuatles was anyway.
Okay, Crispa up by 1. Still up by 1 after that miss by Lou Brown. The Toyota fast break being fashioned again. And Fabiosa readily acknowledges the foul. 3 personals on Bernie Fabiosa. All of a sudden, the Crispa fans are alive. Gidaben is replaced by Freddy Ubalde, who's coming from the bench totally cold.
Yes, first time for Freddy Ubalde to see action tonight.
199, 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go, and what is shaping up as another Crispa Toyota 1 for the books. And that's 1 outside the hoop for Bon Fernandez. Toyota keeps it, however. Second time around for Fernandez, still in vain. We have a loose ball foul. Coons. Johnny Coons. We've got a timeout by Educampo.
Plus, the Power Pack Vitamin E.
Well, you all know that phase. It belongs to Lorna Tolentino, who is an avid fan of I don't know what team.
Well, they're all avid fans of basketball. #1 sport in our country.
And will be for a long time to come. Here's Lou Brown for Crispa. They're looking for a 3-point lead. The hook shot. Too strong. And the ball goes off the floor. Last touch by Freddy Ubalde. Time left, 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Quickly now, Andrew, could you tell me what brought about this terrific comeback by the Crispa Redmanizers? They didn't do it in a wink of an eye. They did it step by step.
Yes, but Lou Brown controlled the defensive rebounds. The Toyota Super Corollas suddenly found their outside shots not going to the basket. And Lou Brown there with a foul.
Okay, that's 16 fouls now for Crispa and 5 personals for Lou Brown. And here comes Gibson for Brown.
Could be an advantage for the Redmanizers right now because Gibson is coming fresh from the bench while Andy Fields has been battling it out in the field.
Oh, he's been the indefatigable workhorse, and that was Danny Florencio who just restored Toyota into the lead. 101 to 100. Nip and tuck battle here. 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Bernie Fabiosa working around the perimeter and drawing a foul from Danny Florencio.
Lou Brown, Ramon Fernandez, 5 fouls apiece. Ramon still in the ball game right now.
Bernie Fabiosa has it. Watch out for the Magnolia Best Player of the Game awarding right after this match. And Crispa gets the lead right back.
Joe, Magnolia's flavor of the month for October is Caramel Fantasy.
But what you're watching right now is not fantasy, but fact. Crispa ahead by 1, 102 to 101 with 3 minutes and 45 to go. Bernie Fabiosa tried to intercept and banged into Danny Florencio, and the foul is slapped on Bernie Fabiosa. That's his 4th personal. We have at 43 seconds. Crispa ahead by 1, but Toyota has the basketball. Florencio now. Stay tuned, by the way, for the delayed telecast of the game between Iko Tanduay and Gilbis Gin. Right after this, live coverage. Fade away by Donnie Coons, and again, Donnie Coons to the rescue.
You know, Joe, you put it perfectly when you said this is a fight for survival. And both of the teams proving that with their brand of basketball.
And the odd thing about it is not a fight for survival for the championship, but a fight for survival for the quarterfinals.
That's the way it is. Toyota is has 5 team fouls while the Crispa Redmanizers are already in penalty situation. And there we have a foul by Arnie Tuatles.
Arnie Tuadles acknowledging the foul with a very sheepish grin, sending Bernie Fabiosa to the stripe and a chance to give Crispa back the lead. Third foul by Arnie Tuadles. Time left 3 minutes and 9 seconds. That's still a lot of basketball. In a Crispa Toyota match, even 2 seconds can decide the outcome of the game.
We have Atoy Ko being sent back into the ball game to replace Padim Israel, who did a good job defending against Donnie Ray Coons.
He worked very inconspicuously but very effectively. Oh, again. Mon Fernandez just picked up his 6th and last foul. It's graduation exercises for Mon Fernandez, and this is going to be a terrible blow for Edocampo.
Yes, especially down the wire. You know, Fabiosa missed his 2 foul shots, but there was a recovery, and Fernandez fouled Fabiosa in the follow-up process.
Fabiosa, a very cerebral player. He really fished that one from Mon Fernandez and succeeded immensely. And now he's got a chance once again to give Crispa back the lead.
Abe King has been sent back into the ball game to replace the fouled out Ramon Fernandez. Fabiosa missing 3 in a row.
Fabiosa missing 3 in a row. Well, he's got 10 points. Well, he can still tie the game. And that's exactly what he did. Both clubs now over the team foul limit. So every defensive foul or loose ball foul from here on in will incur the penalty of 2 free throws off the stripe. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. King with a pass to Donnie Ray Coons. Florencio is open. Fabiosa is on him. He takes the 18-footer.
Oh, Florencio is proving himself, coming in the ball game in the 4th quarter and hitting 2 shots here that are very crucial.
4 points for Donnie Florencio. That one sunk.
And also Bernard Fabiosa coming on with an acrobatic shot of his own. Another tight ball game, Joe.
Bernie Fabiosa has the limelight all to himself in these last 3 minutes anyway. A steal by Philip Cesar and a foul by Donnie Florencio. And there's Bernie Fabiosa trying to convince the referee to slap a technical foul also on Donnie Florencio. Let's take a look again. That's also the 6th foul for Donnie Florencio, so he joins Mon Fernandez in exile. Philip Cesar on the line. These charities could very well spell the outcome of this ball game.
Francis Arnaiz was sent to the ball game to replace Danny Florencio. Philip Cesar with 2 very crucial foul shots, as you mentioned, Joe.
Philip Cesar made sure about that one, so it's a 1-point lead for the Redmanizers. They need this second one to make it a little bit more comfortable. Oh, Philip Cesar was disgusted with himself. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Toyota behind by 1. Donnie Ray Coons makes his move, fouled from behind by Freddy Ubalde. It's going to be take 2 for Donnie Coons. So what a guy to foul. He is one of the most consistent foul shooters, if not the most consistent foul shooter in the entire league.
Yes, I think so. And he had made 24 straight foul shots before.
He's not about to miss one now. So it's dead even at 106, but I guess it won't be for long. Yes, it's Toyota back in the driver's seat. 107, 106. Time left. 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Hang on to your seats. We're in for another dizzying windup. This is one of those cardiac ball games again. So if you've got hypertension or heart trouble, you better turn off your TV sets. Okay, these last 2 minutes brought to you by Lipovitan. The score, 108 for Crispa, 107 for Toyota. Backcourt pressure now by Freddy Ubalde on the defensive combination of Francis Arnaiz and Mr. Donnie Ray Coons.
The Super Corollas are going to go to Donnie Ray Coons because he's up against, Andy Fields there with a layup of his own, getting back the lead again for the Super Corollas.
Andy Fields humiliating Gibson. Bernie Fabiosa threw up a prayer. The ball was knocked out of bounds, yes.
Good block by Donnie Ray Coons. He really flew up in that air.
Paul Herrera coming in for Arnie Tuadles. And look, we have a bit of physical action here between Bernie Fabiosa and Francis Arnaiz. And now, everybody's trying to get into the act. Okay, the cooler heads intervening in time. Well, I suppose this kind of thing is inevitable. The game was much too close, and in any Crispa Toyota match, tempers are really bound to flare. But then the cooler heads intervened in time to prevent any aggravation of the incident. Actually, the thing started with Francis and Bernie. I don't know what provoked it. Anyway.
It happened just right at the bench of the Redmanizers.
Right.
Well, you know, the intensity, like you say, Joe, when you're fighting for survival.
Yes. It is a very emotionally charged game, and you have to give allowances for the fact that these players are also human.
Yes.
May we have your attention, please?
All right, let's listen to this announcement. Okay. The Coliseum announcer is asking everybody who doesn't have any business being in the court to clear the court. The score before that incident took place, 108 for Crispa, 109 for Toyota. Well, to whom would you charge this timeout then, Andrew?
Oh, there's no timeout. They're just trying to clear up the things, the incidents. The officials are talking about it to see if whoever was involved in the scuffle and maybe try to clear up things a bit. And if there should be guys that should be suspended, then they will announce that.
Baby Dalupan is signaling to us. I think he's trying to tell us something, Andrew. Can you make it out?
Maybe he wants us to see if we could take it slow-mo or something like that of what happened to the game. What happened in that incident? Who were the guys involved, you know?
Well, actually, I saw it start with Francis and Bernie, except that I didn't know who threw the first punch.
Well, right now we have the Francis Arnaiz and Philip Cesar, the captain ball of both teams, being advised by referee Victorino about the turn of events, you know, and we're not really sure on what is being told to them right now.
Well, I tell you, this was bound to happen. Not because of any failing on anybody's part, but simply because the game was just too heated. All right.
King Distrito out of the playing court.
Okay, there are the ejections, the evictions.
Well, we might as well announce them, Joe.
All right.
Francis Arnaiz, Abe King, Bernard Fabiosa, and Distrito, who came into the ball game from the bench.
Distrito was not even on the floor. He was on the bench, wasn't
Yes, he gave a flying kick to Abe King. We saw that on our slow-mo earlier.
So all the protagonists in that scuffle are now being ejected from the court.
You know, that really leaves the Toyota bench depleted with Fernandez having fouled out and also Danny Florencio. Now Francis Arnaiz and Abe King has been ejected from the ball game.
Most of all, they will be missing the services of Francis Arnaiz.
Yeah, but right now we have 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the ball game. Toyota has a 1-point lead. So this is anybody's ball game, huh?
And there is Bernie Fabiosa leaving the hard court, and he's got an ice pack on his right eye. I think that's where he caught a left.
Left hook?
No, I think it was a left jab. 109 to 108 is the count. Toyota with the upper hand. Everybody is up on his feet. But things are all under control. Things are all under control.
Yes, both of the coaches seem to have agreed to the suspensions without even, raising any point, because these were the guys, the principals that were really involved in the melee.
Because you can discuss who was at fault till you're blue in the face, and you won't be able to come up with a definitive conclusion. That's why it was the wisest thing to simply eject all those parties involved.
So the ball will stay with the Redmanizers with 19 seconds left on their shot clock, 1 minute and 32 seconds left in the ball game. We might as well give the lineup of the Toyota Super Corollas, Joe.
Okay, Arnaiz's name will have to be removed from that lineup.
We have Coloso, Relosa, Paul Herrera, and the two imports, Donnie Ray Kunz and Andy Fields.
And for the Crispa Redmanizers, we have Atoico, Bike Cristobal, Freddy Ubalde, Philip Cesar, and Michael Gibson. Okay. The last minute and 32 seconds of this game is underway. Crispa on the offensive. Atoico has it, top of the key. Donnie Ray Kunz watching him. Very tight, one-on-one here by the Toyota Super Corollas. Here's Gibson making his move off Andy Fields and getting a foul from Andy Fields. That's his fourth foul. Okay, both clubs are over the limit, and so it's going to be take two for Gibson. And how good is he from the stripe, Andrew?
Well, earlier he made 2 out of 2, but we can't really tell because the pressure is coming in right now. He has 34 points in the ball game.
He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders right now, but those look like very strong shoulders to me.
We have a tight ball game right now. Gibson could give back the lead to the Redmanizers.
It is back in the hands of the Crispa Redmanizers. 110 to 109. Time left, a minute and 15. Donnie Ray Kunz. Coloso has been sent in to replace the ejected Francis Arnaiz. Donnie Ray Kunz making his move inside the lane. And we have a foul. Freddy Ubalde was the guilty party. That's his second personal.
I think the Super Corollas will continue to go to Donnie Ray Kunz because he's up against Freddy Ubalde. He has a 2-inch advantage there, and he's much quicker than Freddy.
And not only that, he's got a very, very consistent hand from the free throw line. See what I mean?
He doesn't want to prove you wrong. Joe, I can hear you holding your breath.
Yeah, I don't want him making a liar out of me. He's got 31 points now. All right, the lead is back in Toyota hands. 111 to 110, a minute and 4 seconds to go. By Cristobal and Atoico bringing up the back line for the Crispa Redmanizers going into the home stretch. Less than a minute, 56 seconds to be exact. 11 seconds left in the shot clock of Crispa, and we have a foul.
Foul Coloso.
Team Coloso committed that foul, sending by Cristobal to the free throw line. Again, consistency and the ability to withstand pressure is going to spell a big factor in the outcome of this game. Can by Cristobal take it?
I really don't know, Joe. I think it's a very good outside shot. But what was important to me was this substitution of David Dalupan, sending in Padim Israel for Ubalde. So Padim may take up Kunz. He doesn't want to give up, just too easy for free throws for Donnie Ray Kunz.
Well, Israel did a fine job on Donnie Ray Kunz much earlier, so we're going to go by that. Oh, Cristobal splitting his charities, and the score is 1-1-1-1-1-1.
Yes, sir. 42 seconds left in the ball game.
All right, here's Donnie Ray Kunz,
Up
the
against
man of the
Israel.
hour. Yes, sir. He puts it up. A trifle strong. The rebound to Michael Gibson with 30 seconds to go. Okay, let's see. The Crispa Redmanizers are going to probably try to run down the clock, but maybe that's not advisable because they only have 14 seconds to go and 19 seconds on the game clock. So even if they convert at the last second, Toyota will still have an opportunity. Oh, an unproductive play, and here comes Donnie Ray Kunz. 8 seconds to go. Donnie lays in it. No go. The ball going off the floor. It's Crispa's ball. We may go into overtime with only 3 seconds to go. Crispa will get possession. What a game. We'll be right back.
1980 and 1981. E Plus, the Power Pack Vitamin E.
Andy Howe, I'm practically breathless. My vocal cords are strained to the limit. We've got 3 seconds left. And what do you think?
Well, the Redmanizers called the timeout. They will throw in from the half court. They will have the last shot at the basket unless they make a miscue from the throw-in. So the Toyota Super Corollas have to play good defense without fouling because they are in penalty situations.
Well, that side should relieve the pressure from all those who are probably having a case of hypertension right now.
You can see that the fans shouting towards each other. That's from the north and south side, you know.
Wow. What a game it's turned out. Only 3 seconds to go. There's a great possibility that this encounter is going into overtime.
That possibility is very real right now. And Gibson will throw in, so watch out for Atoy, Philip Cesar, or maybe by Cristobal. Remember, Toyota cannot foul.
Gibson inbounding. All right. The ball got away from By Cristobal.
we were asking for that, so there was a possibility that they may not be able to throw in well.
And do you know how much time is left? Exactly 1.7 seconds. 1.7 seconds. Time enough for Toyota to be able to convert. But then that's a far-fetched possibility.
You know, Toyota will probably opt for an alley-oop play. You know, Donnie Ray Kunz has been doing it in the past. He has done it tonight twice. And they may opt for an alley-oop pass. Remember, the time does not start until the ball touches somebody's hands.
On the floor.
Yes, Joe.
All right. You know, I remember very distinctly a game in the NBA about 10 years ago when Bill Russell was still active. They were playing, I think, the Philadelphia 76ers, and Havlicek was given the chore of inbounding because Havlicek had a very, very accurate pass. And there was Bill Russell just waiting in the wings for a backdoor play. It was actually an alley-oop. With only 1 second to go, Bill Russell sprinted towards the basket where Havlicek aimed his pass, and before you knew it, it was all over. The Boston Celtics had won. Could it happen here?
Yes, that's very possible. I could never forget that game, Joe. I was about maybe 16 years old then. But
I was 12.
That possibility is right, very real. We can see Edo Campo talking with his boys. The important thing is that the passer must feed the guy. You know, Donnie Ray Kunz has been doing this with Francis Arnaiz, but right now Francis is not in the ball game. The communication between Francis and Donnie Ray Kunz has been perfect. So the important thing here is the passer. Well, Andy Fields can also have an alley-oop pass. He's much taller. He can even dunk the ball.
One thing is certain here. Toyota cannot afford to let this game go into overtime because they have a very depleted bench.
Well, right now it seems that the way that the Toyota Super Corollas are positioned, it's Andy Fields who's going to throw in. So most probably Donnie Ray Kunz. And if there is a foul, he'll take 2 free throws.
Well, I'm sure Baby Dalupan told his boys not to commit a foul under any circumstances.
Timeout, Toyota Corolla.
Okay, Edo Campo is using up all his timeouts now. Whew. What do you say in a game like this? 1.7 seconds to go. The score is dead even, 111 to 111. There was a small incident that erupted about 2 minutes remaining, which resulted in the ejection of 4 players. Distrito, Fabiosa, Francis Arnaiz, and Abe King. Mon Fernandez is permanently sidelined on 6 fouls, and so is Danny Florencio.
Well, they still have Arnie Tuadles there, but so far Edo Campo has not seen fit to send him into the ball game.
Well, Baby Dalupan is going to stick to his men, the same men who certainly carried the brunt of the Crispa cause during these last 5 crucial minutes. Michael Gibson, Atoico, Padim Israel, Bay Cristobal, and there's another man who's probably seated on the bench. Philip Cesar?
Yes.
Okay, for Edo Campo, he's got Andy Fields, Paul Herrera, Ricky Relosa, Donnie Ray Kunz, and somebody who's hidden from my view. Tim Coloso. Okay, that's Edo Campo working with them.
It's a good view our camera is taking. Edo Campo motioning to his players on what he wants the play to be.
Would you hazard a guess as to what he is exactly telling his
charges? Well, if it's Andy Fields that's going to do the throwing, it's going to definitely go to Donnie Ray Kunz. Unless the Crispa Redmanizers play that kind of a defense that will box him out. But now it's Kunz taking the... Kunz is the one going to throw in. And again, Baby now calls a timeout.
It's Baby Dalupan's turn to use up his remaining timeout. Wow, this game is not going to get going until all the timeouts have been used. And already we've had how many? 3 consecutive timeouts.
Yes, we may set a record here.
Yes, sir. We are deliberately withholding the commercial so you will not miss a single piece of the action, whether the game is on or not. Right now, you've got Edo Campo and his crew on your screens. He's using a slate.
Magnetic scoreboard, magnetic board, probably. We see Edo Campo now using Arnie Tuadles.
Well, if somebody can hit from the outside, it's Arnie Tuadles, or drive.
Yes, you know, when you put Arnie Tuadles together with Kunstler, you put another option that the Crispa Redmanizers have to defend against. And he took out Ricky Relosa.
I don't know what Baby Dalupan is telling his 5, but I imagine he's telling them to play well, don't foul, and keep praying.
No, probably he's trying to anticipate the play of the Toyota Super Corollas and just telling his boys to do proper defense against the possible alley-oop passes or a double screen wherein Kunz may be given a pass to take an outside shot, or even Arnie Tuadles, who has been sent into the ball game.
You know, frankly, if I were the coach in a situation like this, I wouldn't know what to say. I would just keep silent, bring out my rosary, and start freely praying.
Alam mo, the pressure here in this kind of a thing, Joe, is from the passer. And this time it's Tim Coloso who's being pressured by Cristobal.
Okay, 1.7 seconds to go. Kunz has it. All right, that's it.
With defense.
That's it. We go into overtime. And we shall have that right after this.
We'll be back.
A Kelvinator refrigerator today. It's got the largest freezer compartment in its class.
Well, Andy, I don't know how my voice is coming through, but if it sounds like I've just swallowed a rattlesnake, our viewers will please forgive us. We've been hollering our head off right from the start of this game, and I don't think we have enough left for 5 more minutes of this kind of action.
You know, Joe, I was just passed on a statistic. In this open conference, we've had 40 games so far. This is the 6th overtime. It just shows you what kind of a league we have right now. The balance of the teams.
And whoever said professional basketball is dying must have his head examined. All right, 5 minutes of extra play. Jumping, Andy Fields versus Michael Gibson. The ball goes to Donnie Ray Coombs. He was the one who gallantly tried that last second shot, but it missed the rim by about 2 feet. 1-11 all. Okay, let's take a look at the lineups right now. Fields, Coloso, Herrera, Kunz, and Tuadles for Toyota, Gibson, Kogi, Dabin, Cesar, and Israel. Like I said, Toyota's bench is badly depleted, and they will have this distinct handicap in this overtime period.
Well, Kunz had to throw out that shot. Ateco could not hold on to the ball. The Super Corollas will have a fresh 25 seconds on their shot clock.
Here's Arnie Tuadles with a bounce pass to Donnie Ray Kunz at low post. Padim Israel is on him. Arnie overshooting. The rebound to Padim. He's doing great, huh?
He backs out Donnie Ray Kunz very well there.
Abid Gudaben fails with a drive. Big uproar is a protest from the Chris fanatic fans regarding the referee's declaration that it is Toyota's basketball. 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Paul Herrera in the right wing. He provides a screen for Arnie Tuadles, who puts it up and in. 113 to 111, Toyota. By a hair. Here is Atoiko. Coloso sticking to him like a Siamese twin. He's deep in the right quarter court now with a bounce pass to Gibson. He's going to challenge Fields. Yes!
Good loop shot by Gibson, tying the ball game again. Remember, in the overtime, you're allowed 4 fouls before you get into penalty situation.
1-1-3 to 1-1-3. That's like starting from scratch all over again. Here is Fields bumping into Gibson, and the referee halts play.
Blocking foul called against Gibson.
Arnie Tuadles will inbound. Time left, 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Here's Arnie, trying to figure out what to do. Paul Herrera comes to his rescue. Paul gives him a screen. Instead, he elects to drive and makes it.
Arnie Tuadles, 4 points in the overtime.
Arnie Tuadles just might be the hero, depending on the outcome of this game. 115 to 113, a 2-point lead for the Toyota Super Corollas. Padim Israel has it. Very steady player. He's proven himself tonight. Atoiko now, making his move off Coloso. Lost it to the baseline. Last touch by Team Coloso. No! The referee says otherwise.
Well, Team Coloso there played good defense. Last touch called against Atoiko. Team Coloso, over-eager there, slipping on the floor.
Andy Fields, let's watch him work against Gibson. Tuadles off Philip Cesar. Got it again! Andy Tuadles. 117 to 113. 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Baby Dalupan calls a timeout.
They called a timeout after that baseline violation. They were stepping on the line. And when
Matis per Sonny in this very suspenseful drama unfolding right before your eyes. You on your television screens and some 22 to 23,000 people here at the Araneta Coliseum. One of them is this very colorful, I don't know if it's a he or a she, but whoever it is.
nicer fan.
On the other hand, we have a grandma over there who is not to be outdone when it comes to theatricals.
All out for Crispa for her.
117 to 113. You're picking up several slices of life in this basketball game. 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go. Toyota up by 4. They also got possession after that error before that timeout by the Crispa Redmonizers. Arnie Tuadles. Let's see what he's going to do. Philip Cesar is on it. Turn around by Fields. Yes! And Toyota, despite a depleted bench, is ahead by 6 points, 119 to 113. But we still have 2 minutes and 27 to go. Anything can still happen.
That's very true, Joe. A lot of things can happen in this ball game. We have a foul there called against Paul Herrera.
Paul Herrera committed a foul. How many team fouls now for Toyota? Just one.
Crispa is very clean yet, Joe. A lot of fouls that they can give up right now.
Well, actually, I think they have one foul. Here's by Cristobal. Oh, look at that pass right between the legs of Coloso, culminating in a shot by Philip Cesar, cutting down the Toyota lead to only 4 with a good 2 minutes and 10 seconds ahead of us. This is overtime play. Crispa versus Toyota. Another titanic collision. And the play certainly has lived up to their billing. Last 2 minutes. Here's Donnie Ray Coons. 2 tries in a row by Toyota. Andy Fields.
Fields really fought for that offensive rebound before he made that shot. They have a 6-point lead right now.
121 to 115. Time left, 1 minute and 41. Gidabin moves to the left side, and the referee halts play.
Foul Coloso.
Team Coloso is called for the foul, his second personal. That's the second team foul for Toyota against only 1 for the Crispa Redmonizers. Remember, they have 4 fouls before they go over the limit. Cristobal misses an 18-footer. Gibson throws up a player deflected by Fields. And here is Coloso telling his crew, okay, fellas, let's slow it down. We have all the time in the world to kill. 18 seconds of their shot clock, 1 minute and 23 left in the game clock. Coons tries to lob it into Fields. Interception there by Michael Gibson. Here is Philip Cesar working the ball in the right quarter court. They have to hurry. A foul by Tuadles. That's the third team foul for Toyota. They're ahead by 6 points. Only 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. Overtime period. The 6th game in the PBA conference to go into overtime. That shot was not counted. We had a preemptive foul by Team Coloso. So, they've just hit the limit. 4 fouls. Okay, Cristobal now. All right, this time it's going to be take 2.
Foul Coloso. Penalty.
Coloso certainly picked up all his fouls in that small stretch of 2 minutes. By Cristobal. He can still bring Crispa back into the game. But how can he if he keeps blowing those charities? By Cristobal with the second shot. It's out. Gibson is there. He's going to go up. The ball rims out with a foul on Andy Fields.
Could have been a possible 3-point play there, right?
Yes.
Gibson had made that shot.
Inaccuracy and the closing stretches just might spell doom for the Redmonizers. Michael Gibson getting his baptism of fire.
The game this has been, you know. Just before the break, we have an overtime game between the 2 super teams.
Gibson himself is wilting under the pressure. Only 59.5 seconds left. 121 to 116. It's still a 5-point lead for the Toyota Super Corollas. And you just watch them run down the clock. They are going to use up every second in their shot clock before they take that last attempt. 47 seconds in the game clock, 12 seconds in the shot clock, and we have a foul.
Foul, G7.
So that gives them another 25 seconds that they can use.
That gives them another 25 seconds that they can chew up. Johnny Ray Coons, and again, this is going to be one hell of a waiting game for the Crispa Redmanizers. 36 seconds to go. Fields makes a drive. Nope. But he got a foul.
Foul, Gibson.
All right, that's foul number 4 for Michael Gibson. I say this is the baptism of fire for Michael Gibson because this is only his second game on Philippine soil, and already he has been thrown into the kind of action that could probably melt even a Wilt Chamberlain.
And look at this, Andy Fields missing his foul throw, Joe.
Well, he's tuckered out. He's practically played the whole game.
Second half, yes.
Got it on the second try. Looks like the Corollas are unreachable now.
Well, Arnie Cuadres gave up an easy foul, and we'll have 2 free throws by Philip Cesar.
Penalty.
And look at Fields chastising Arnie Tuadles. Why? Why did you have to foul him? Well, it's all right that Arnie. Philip Cesar on the line. The score, 122-116. You're watching overtime play. Crispa Toyota match, the 116th meeting between these two dynasties of Philippine basketball. The most fabled rivalry in Philippine sports.
Philip Cesar deliberately missed his second free throw, and Arnie Tuadles is going to have a layup here.
And that is the icing on the cake for the Toyota Super Corollas. They are now unreachable with a 7-point lead, 21 seconds to go. And they will add insult to injury with this. Arnie Tuadles missing. He gets it right back. He's going to try again.
Arnie Tuadles has 10 points in overtime.
Well, undoubtedly, Arnie Tuadles is the hero of the game, and I haven't consulted with you in private regarding this matter, Andrew, but I'm sure you will agree with me that our MVP, or rather our Magnolia best player for the evening, is indeed Arnie Tuadles.
I would feel so too, and just wait for our interview with him. Very nice fellow here, Arnie Tuadles.
What a guy. All right, 1 second to go.
Foul, Cesar.
Oh, Philip Cesar even committed a foul with only a second left.
That's a simple throw-in. Crispa is not yet in penalty.
What happened to the Crispa Redmanizers? They had the momentum going for them when the final horn sounded with the count deadlock at 111. All of a sudden, they folded up. They just collapsed like a bunch of pretzels. Did you see that?
Coloso hit a 3-pointer to beat the gun.
Did you see that? What kind of insult?